The clinking of silver cutlery and soft jazz filled the elegant restaurant, but everything stopped for him the moment he saw her. His ex-wife, visibly pregnant, balancing plates with trembling hands and forced smiles. He had built an empire, had everything money could buy except peace. But seeing her here, wearing a cheap apron and a baby growing inside her belly, shattered something deep inside. Why is she working like this? He whispered to himself. What he didn't know was that the child she carried might be his, and tonight fate would give him a second chance he never expected. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, comment, share with someone who needs hope today. Subscribe our channel Kindness Talks for more real-life inspired emotional stories. Logan Pierce wasn't used to dining alone. Not anymore. For the past 5 years, every meal had been served on glass, top tables in penthouses, shared with clients, influencers, or models. Tonight, however, was different. He didn't want company. He wanted quiet, reflection, maybe even forgiveness from someone he could no longer call. He chose a cozy, mid-range restaurant away from the glittering downtown lights. The kind of place he used to love when life was simpler, when he and Alina were still together. He hadn't thought of her in weeks, or maybe he had in flashes. The way she laughed, the way she always snuck a lemon slice into his water because she said it made him less grumpy. The way she had cried the day he chose his company over their marriage. He pushed the thoughts aside and opened the menu, barely glancing at it. Until a soft, familiar voice said, "Good evening, welcome to Willow's Diner. I'll be your server tonight." He looked up and froze. Time stopped. There she was, Alina, hair tied up in a messy ponytail, face tired, but still hauntingly beautiful. Her apron was smudged and her sneakers worn out. And then his heart stuttered. She was pregnant. He blinked hard, convinced he was hallucinating. She hadn't seen him yet. She was scribbling something on her notepad, asking another table about their drinks. He wanted to get up, say something. But what could he say? "Hi, I left you to chase millions and now you're pregnant and waiting tables." No, not like this. They were married young, dreamers with empty wallets but full hearts. Logan had a startup idea. Elena had a teaching job. They lived in a small apartment and thought love would be enough. And for a while it was, but success came, and with it a new Logan, one who missed dinners, forgot anniversaries, spoke more to investors than to her. She had begged him, "I don't care about the money, Logan. I just want my husband back." But he was too blinded by ambition. Eventually, the silence between them grew louder than any argument. The divorce papers arrived. She didn't ask for alimony, didn't ask for anything, just walked away. And he let her go. Logan finally found his voice. "Elena." She turned, shock, hurt, then a painfully polite smile. "Logan." She shifted the tray to her hip. "Didn't expect to see you here." "I didn't either," he whispered. His eyes instinctively moved to her belly. Yes," she interrupted, guarding herself. He tried to keep his voice steady. "Is it, I mean?" Her jaw tightened. "Let's not do this here." He nodded silently. But the guilt rising in his chest was suffocating. She took his order with practiced calm like any other customer, but her hands trembled when she picked up the menu. He noticed. She was working late, clearly exhausted. Why? Where was her family? Why was she doing this alone? He waited for her shift to end, sat in his car across the street, wrestling with questions he should have asked years ago. She came out an hour later, walking slowly in the dark, clutching her coat tighter around her belly. He got out. "Elena, please, just talk to me." She stopped, arms crossed. "Why now?" "Logan, because I saw you, and I realized I never really did before." Her eyes filled with tears, but she shook her head. "Don't do this. I'm not here to make you cry. Just to ask, are you okay?" "No, I'm not," she snapped. "I'm working 2 jobs to stay afloat. I'm living in a 1-bedroom studio with a broken heater. I haven't told anyone about the baby's father." "Because," her voice cracked, "I didn't want pity." He stepped closer. "Is it mine?" She hesitated. "Yes." The word broke him. "Why didn't you tell me?" "You didn't call. You never looked back." Logan felt the weight of 5 years collapse on him. "I was wrong. About everything. I thought building an empire would make me feel whole. But I've never felt emptier. Seeing you tonight, I realized what I lost." Logan didn't run this time. He came back the next night, and the next. He sat at her table every evening, talked, listened, apologized. He offered money. She refused. He offered his time. She hesitated. He offered to be there, really there. And slowly she believed him. He went to doctor appointments, bought groceries, fixed her heater himself, not as a millionaire but as the man she once loved. She gave birth to a baby girl, Lena Rose Pierce. He was there, holding her hand, crying when he first held their daughter. Elena still worked part-time because she wanted to, not because she had to. Logan built a foundation in her name, helping single mothers get back on their feet. He didn't try to erase the past, just to build a better future. A year later, the restaurant was closed for renovation, sponsored by the Pierce Foundation. Elena stood at the counter, now a co-owner. Logan walked in, holding their daughter. "Remember when I said I wanted a second chance?" He smiled. She looked at him. This time with no walls, only hope. "You didn't take a second chance, Logan, you earned it." He leaned in, kissed her forehead, and whispered, "This is the only kind of empire I want now." Sometimes, fate breaks us to rebuild us better. Logan thought he needed power, but it was love that gave him strength, and Elena, she chose grace over bitterness. In a world chasing wealth, their story reminds us, true riches are found in the people we fight to keep, not in the things we fear to lose.